What's up, Kaizen Invaders? Happy Tuesday 2-minute drill. I am here in Utah, and it's really relevant for me to be in the Great West because this week's 2-minute drill is all about a president who came out west after suffering a really significant tragedy in his life. Theodore Roosevelt actually lost his mom and his wife in the same day. He decided to leave politics and come out west and essentially just get away from it all. And he was kind of a scrawny dude at the time, and at the end of the day, he realized that he needed to face his fears. He needed to do the things that were going to be most difficult, stepping out of his comfort zone in order to become a better version of himself. Now, I'm reading this book right now. It's called Leadership Through Turbulent Times by Doris Kearns Goodwin. And I just want to read you a couple of paragraphs. I promise it won't take too long. It'll be worth it. So this is about Theodore. When he arrived in the West, he acknowledged there were all kinds of things of which I was afraid at first, from grizzly bears to mean horses and gunfighters. But by acting as if I was not afraid, I gradually ceased to be afraid. While some men, he observed, were naturally fearless, he had to train his soul and his spirit as well as his body. Sorry, it's a little rough holding this book. As well as his body. So constantly forcing himself to do the difficult or even dangerous things, he gradually was able to cultivate courage as a matter of habit, in the sense of repeated effort, and repeated exercise of willpower. Though, sorry guys, I think a first grade teacher could do a better job reading a story than I can, but this is okay. Though a mediocre horseman, he volunteered to ride mean horses, those liable to buck. As the owner of the ranch, he wanted to set a leadership example, even at the cost on several risky occasions of breaking his ribs. Similarly, while poor eyesight prevented his becoming a crack shot, he nevertheless joined professional hunters in the hazardous pursuit of bear, antelope, and buffalo. Perseverance, he insisted, was the key to his success as both a hunter and a cowboy. With endless practice, he learned to shoot at a moving target with the same accuracy as a stationary one. Years of studying animals allowed him to identify, track, and anticipate the behavior patterns of his prey. He hoped his example of acquired courage would prove instructive, persuading other men that if they could consider danger as something to be faced and overcome, they would become fearless by sheer dint of practicing fearlessness. So completely, he was able to surmount his own fears in the years ahead. Countless observers made reference to the indomitable courage that seemed to them clearly ingrained in his being. So again, 2 weeks ago, I talked about the importance of stepping out of your comfort zone. And that's exactly what one of the greatest presidents in our nation's history did. He not only stepped out of his comfort zone, he faced his biggest fears. And when we're dealing with practice and when we're dealing with life, sometimes we've got to step out of our comfort zone and face those biggest fears head on, as if we weren't afraid at all. So I'd love to hear from you guys. I got great feedback on a couple of my last 2-minute drills. So, please feel free to, put some information in the chat, give us feedback, let us know what your biggest fears are you're working to overcome and actually how you did it. So that's it for today. It's today's 2-minute drill. I will see you all next week. Have a great week.